We're pausing the pod, and here's why. With an asterisk, we reserve the right to pick it back up at any time. So first of all, I want to tell you that we're really not going anywhere. We are still planning to consistently post videos and shorts right here on YouTube on this very channel. They're just not going to be the polished, edited versions that you are seeing right now. And shout out to our podcast team who really does such a fabulous job. But here's why we're pausing this formal podcast version, because we are always on a mission to streamline and simplify. We know that being a baker who sticks with one kind of bread, instead of trying to roll our dough into 1,000 different baked goods every day, is going to get us further to have that simplification. And this is a practice that we're always taking on for ourselves. The truth is that we truly have not put the time or energy into this podcast in the way that it deserves. And we love sharing real and helpful content, and we're going to keep doing that. It's just not going to be in this nice polished way, which actually we're hearing that what y'all want is just the real unedited version anyway. So it seems like it's a win for everyone. I want to say that when we started this podcast, we had taken a hiatus from Instagram. And since the beginning of the year, we're back. So we're starting to feel that pull. And because our energy is going over towards Instagram, we're going to keep it there. And then we can just duplicate all of those reels we're making for Instagram can come over here and turn into shorts. And the things that we feel like we just don't have enough time to say in a 2-minute reel, well, we can just come over here, record a real-time elongated version of what we're trying to say and give it to you straight from go without having to slow down and take time to edit and buffer and do all the sorts of things that, while make a really nice polished product, we just want to give it to you as it is. Before I go today, after this announcement, I do want to pour some value into you on exactly this topic of simplification, because I really believe that simplifying is something that benefits strongly all entrepreneurs, and a lot of us are not practicing it with as much diligence as really benefits us. So there is a business philosophy that was created by someone named Clay Collins. He happens to be the founder of Lead Pages. So Clay Collins created this philosophy called the Rule of 5 Ones. And the Rule of 5 Ones says that for an entrepreneur to build consistent success, they would focus on one target market, one problem solved for that market, one core offer or product, on one marketing platform for 1 year. And each of those one focus areas, those 5 is the Rule of 5 Ones. I have seen this commitment to simplification make a difference again and again, not only in my own business, but as we help our clients really focus in as well. So I want to walk you through this today so you can see how the Rule of 5 Ones, when implemented, can really make a difference for you. So you might want to grab a pen and paper or go back and watch this again so I'll walk you through it step by step. So let's start at the top, one target market. I know that there's some big debate over this in the entrepreneur space. People are like, to niche or not to niche? And even beyond that, we say, is it niche or is it niche? Who knows? I like to say niche because I've heard the phrase that niche makes you rich. Okay, so for that reason alone, I call it a niche. If you call it a niche, you're welcome here too. I am of the camp that niche makes you rich. And I know that some of you are going to say, but Kayla, I really can help anyone. Like maybe you're like, I sell toothpaste. I can, like literally everyone has teeth. I can really help everyone. And I know. It is true that you can help anyone. But when you're speaking to everyone, no one knows that what you have is really for them. And I'll give you an example, a real life example that stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, oh, this is good marketing. So a while ago, I was just scrolling on my phone and I came across an ad that said lipstick for women in their 60s and 70s. And I thought, now that is good marketing. And maybe there's some special formulation for it maybe our lips kind of change. Maybe they start to get more dry as we get older. I'm not sure yet. I haven't experienced that. But also, maybe the formula really isn't any different. It's just good marketing. Because what happens is if a lipstick company says, well, anybody with lips could wear this, and they're marketing it to a whole slew of people, everyone's like, is that really for me? Is that my shade? Is this the kind of company that I want to align myself with? But if you are a woman in your 60s or 70s and you see an ad that says lipstick for women in their 60s and 70s, you're going to pay attention, right? You're going to say, oh, they're making something for me. They understand me and my problems and my desires and how I want to look and how I want my lips to feel. And that makes a difference. And I believe that even at the ripe age of 36, I could have bought that lipstick and proudly wore it, right? And so it's not that only that clientele can buy your product, but you're letting your people know, hey, this is specifically who it's for. And then other people can always opt in if they say, hey, that's actually for me as well. So I want you to think about who is the ideal target market that you most love working with. Maybe your product or service can be for everyone, but who are the people that you've either helped get the most results, are coming to you the most, or that you get so lit up around helping? A couple years ago, Lisa and I noticed that we were having a target market just reveal themselves to us. When we took a look at our clients who was recently coming in, we saw it was mostly women in their midlife. Now, we also have clients that are men. We also have clients that are millennials and octogenarians. And so it's not only midlife women, but we were noticing, oh, that tends to be the trend, is that they've had a successful career for 2, 3, 4 decades, and now they're ready to step into something new for them. And so we were able to start speaking to that person so that they know, oh, they really get what I'm going through. So I want you to think about that for yourself. Who is the target market that you most love helping, or that you can see is just organically opting into your product? And can you commit to let that be your target market for 1 year? And then let's think about, okay, when you've identified that target market, now what is the one problem that you really want to solve for your market? Let's go back and use lipstick as an example. So maybe, and I wish I could remember what brand this was. It just happened to catch me by attention years ago. I never forgot it, but I didn't spend a lot of time because I wasn't their target market. But let's just keep using it as an example. So maybe this lipstick company says, okay, we've been hearing from women in their 60s and 70s that their mouth starts to feel dry, and that they're noticing that their lips are feeling dry, and they really want hydration all throughout the day. They want a color that lasts, and they want that hydration. And so they're going to solve one problem for that target market. And that problem would be hydration. They're going to say, hey, women in your 60s and 70s, have we got the lipstick for you? If you are feeling like your lipstick has been drying your mouth out, or you can't even wear lipstick because your mouth feels too dry, this is the ultra hydrating lipstick. And so that is going to be the one thing that they run with for a full year. So people really start to build that brand essence and think about, oh, when I think hydration, this is the company that I think about. So what is it for you? What is the one problem? Even though you help your clients with a whole assortment of things, even though they can have many problems addressed when they work with you or when they buy your product or service, what is the one that you want to be known for? The one that you want to be identified with? And then, what is the core offer or product? The one offer or product that you want to sell in order to meet that need. So if we go back to the lipstick, they would sell, now they might sell many colors, but there's one specific lipstick. It would be like the hydrating lipstick. So what is your one offer or product? I just helped my client Erica go through this. We were seeing that she had a whole slew of services. And we said, okay, well, what we want to do, and she said, well, Kayla, if someone's going to have the transformation I help them, they really do need bits and pieces of all of this. So what we did is we built a package that included all of those things. And now she has one package that she can focus on. And when she's speaking to people, she can talk about her one offer. This is the package that you're going to need. This is what's going to create the transformation. This is what's going to create the results that you're looking for. So what is the one product or offer that you can create? And maybe it's a package so that you have one thing that speaks to your target market and specifically addresses the key problem that you have identified. So we have three ones so far. One target market, one problem solve for that market, and one core offer or product. The fourth one is that we're going to market on one platform. Okay, we're going to market on one platform. So you would pick the place and you're like, this is where I'm going to be. Now, I would say for a little asterisk, if you're gonna duplicate and share, maybe you're saying Instagram is your place. If you wanna share what you're putting on Instagram onto other places, so you can like skirt by a little bit, that is what we're doing. But if you're just getting started, I would encourage you to just be diligent about being on the one platform. Engage on that one platform. Build relationships on that one platform. Because whatever social media platform you're using or whatever marketing strategy you're using, maybe you're not using social media, when you give it your time and attention, that's what has it grow. If you're spreading yourself too thin and trying to be on all the platforms all at once and get them all to get started at the same time, it gets confusing for you and for everyone else. Dedicate your energy, streamline your energy for 1 year. That's the last rule of 5 ones we're gonna get to, and you will see a difference. And as you have that solid foundation and that's already a well-oiled machine that's running, then you can start to add more things back. So you're gonna choose one marketing platform. Where are your target market hanging out? Where are your ideal clients hanging out? And is it a space that you love to be as well? So we have one target market, one problem solved for that market, one core offer or product on one marketing platform for 1 year is our 5th, and that gives us the rule of 5 ones. We're gonna commit to that for 1 year. I have seen this commitment to simplification make a big difference on repeat. And I really wanna encourage you to take this on, especially if it feels stretchy, if it feels like you might have to let some things go, but there is going to be so much freedom in giving yourself permission to focus, to simplify, to be great, and the place that you can be great instead of being, all right, pretty good, giving a helping hand in all of the places that you're spreading yourself so thin. So here's my call to action for you. Come over and give us a follow on Instagram. Yes, we're still gonna be here, but I wanna walk my talk and I wanna tell you that Instagram is really the place where we are putting in our efforts. So find us at Rise Leadership Circle over on Instagram. You're already following us here on YouTube so that we can stay connected. I hope that this supports you. I love to see what you plan out for your rule of 5 ones. So give us a comment. Let us know, what are you planning out? Because I know that this will make an impact for you. And I've seen it for us, and I want the same for you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether this is your first episode or you've watched all of them. And just know that we're gonna continue to show up on Instagram. We're just not gonna be the edited, clipped out version. We're just gonna give it to you direct. And that's gonna be really fun for all of us. Okay, I'll see you soon.